mortality, 100% mortality at 24 hours with field rate concentration, whereas the 20% mortality in thiamethoxam. And intermediate and half field rate, the mortality was less. And in case of thiamethoxam, only mortality was recorded in 20%, only in field rate, only 20%, and less in other concentration, no mortality was recorded. So as far as lethality is concerned, the trichlorfon was more lethal, and thiamethoxam, the mortality was very less. Next, the percentage of web constructed in both insecticide treated groups. In trichlorfon, in field rate and intermediate field rate, no web was constructed, and with half field rate, after 24 hours, 70% web were constructed, and 48 are also 70%, whereas after 72 hours, 80% web spider construct the web. So the web construction was delayed with trichlorfon, whereas in thiamethoxam, web construction was better in intermediate field rate, 80% after 24 hours, and then 100% after 48 or 72 hours. And half field rate, 100% spider construct the web. Next, the images, these web were constructed by the control group where no insecticide was given. And next, you can see web built by trichlorfon treated spider. No web constructed at field rate, web construction delayed with half field rate. And you can say in intermediate rate concentration, only drag line were built by the spiders. And whereas in half field rate concentration, smaller web were constructed by the spider after 24 hours of exposure. Now we can see the next slide. Here we can see after 48 hours, web constructed. We can say also here the web constructed is not proper. And after 72 hours, web built by spiders in half field rate concentration were relatively larger than the 24 or 48 hours, but web were relatively larger and regular in size and shape. Next, web built by thiamethoxam treated spider. At field rate, no web was constructed. At intermediate field rate concentration, web construction was delayed. Now we can see the web after 24 are figure A, and after 48 are figure B. Here we can see both pictures, and after 72 hours, almost regular webs were constructed, but web parameters were not clearly defined. We can see here. Next, after smaller web were constructed at half field rate by thiamethoxam treatment, and after 48 and 72 hours, our spider built regular web with all parameters clearly defined. So we can say with half field rate concentration, the web building was better as compared to half intermediate field rate. Now the web parameters, if we can see, compare comparison of web build between thiamethoxam and trichlorfon treated group at half field rate after 24 hours of exposure, we can see the significant difference between in number of spirals and mesh height, but All other parameters, they were non-significant difference. But as the time proceeds, we can see the significant difference after 48 hours in most of the web parameters, except anchoring thread length, all were significantly different. So toxicity, we can see more effect here after 48 hours, and similarly after 72 hours, we can see the significant difference in web parameters. So the conclusion is both insecticides are harmful for spiders. Trichlorfon is more lethal. Mortality is less with thiamethoxam, but it has sublethal effects on web building. Both insecticides adversely affect web building of spider at different concentration. Their use in IPM is questionable. Now, any questions?